Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make clothes for Tarkov. This includes pants, shirts, chastity cages if you prefer, uh, fucking helmets if you want, really anything that you need to make. Today I'm just going to focus on tops, but you can apply this knowledge to the pants and the hands. So you'll need a few things. Everything you'll need will be in the description, so don't worry about it, just check the description and come back and grab everything. What you'll need is AssetStudio, Unity Asset Bundle Explorer, and any sort of 3D modeling application. For this tutorial, I'm going to use Blender because it's the most common and people like it the most. You're also going to need the Material Combiner add-on for Blender. I'll also leave that in the description. So make sure to grab that and then come back. So what you're going to do is you're going to open up Blender, wait for it to load. We can close that. We're going to go to File. Oh, not File. I think it's, yeah, Preferences and Edit. We're going to go to Add-ons, Install, and then we're going to need the Material Combiner add-on master. Make sure to enable it. And then you can either hit it's N, or you can just open the little arrow that'll be on the right side of your viewport. So what you're going to do, click Install Pillow, and it's going to install that for you. You just have to restart Blender. We can get rid of everything in the scene. You're going to need to now open AssetStudio, and you're going to need to find what you want. So if you want to get a top, what you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Load File, and you're going to find your Tarkov installation. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to open up AssetStudio, and then go to File, Load File, then find your Tarkov installation. And then once we're here, you're going to go to Escape From Tarkov Data, Streaming Assets, Windows, Assets, Content, Characters, Character, Prefabs, and now you have all of your shirts and pants and heads in here. So you're going to need two things. One is going to be the body that you're going to use. I will use the bare body. Make sure to copy that to your desktop. I've already got it here. Then you're going to go back one folder into character, and then you're going to get the skeleton bundle, and you're going to take that to your desktop as well. Copy it there. And now once they're both copied at the desktop and you're both here, make sure to click on both of them, and then open them. You should have two items in your scene hierarchy for AssetStudio. So all you'll have to do now is open the two, and then for the skeleton, you just select the skeleton, and it'll select the entire hierarchy of the skeleton. For the second one, we're going to open this up, or for the first one, we're going to open this up, and then we're going to click on the t-shirt for the bear. But you can, like I said, it's going to be whatever. Just make sure to grab the LOD0. It's going to be the highest quality, so you can actually wrap the clothing around it. And then what you're going to do once you have them both selected is you're going to go to export, or not export, sorry. You're going to go to model, export selected objects with merge, and then you're going to export it to your desktop or wherever you want to put it. And that's how we have our base shirt or base piece of clothing that we're going to be working off of. Now what you're going to want to do now is open Blender. And now that we're back in Blender, you can delete everything in the scene. I'm not entirely sure if I've said it in this video before, but make sure to delete everything in the scene. And then you're going to import an FBX. You go to File, Import FBX. Go to your desktop, import the shirt. You're going to zoom in, and you're going to see a lot of these spikes. These spikes are preventing you from correctly sizing it, in a sense. That's why it's super small. So you're going to select all of them, and then delete all of the spikes. And now you can zoom back out, and you can see your shirt is here, and it's properly sized in the viewport. But you're going to notice it is laying down. What you're going to do is click on the bones, or on the skeleton itself, You're going to come down to the Properties tab on the bottom right. Then you're going to go to the Funny Stickman. And you're going to set him from the pose position to the rest position. And you always want him to be in the rest position for this, for the entire time. So now we can start working with the character. Now we can go ahead and import our character. So make sure just import them as whatever file type you have. Now I have part 1 of my character. I just need the second part. Alright, there we go. Let's see, we're going to go ahead and hide our main character right now, our Tarkov character. So we'll hide him, and then I need to zoom in down here and see our clothes. There we go. We can get rid of these because they're not useful. I have my little shirt. I just need to make a couple adjustments. And it's going to take me a little bit. There we go. Now we just need the arms. There we go. Now all I need to do currently is just clean up my model. So that'll take no longer, for me at least, than 10 minutes. So I'll be back when it's done. Alright, I'm back. So now we can turn our character back on if you turned it off. And you can see all we have to do is grab our model and drag him up so he will fit on the character a little bit. And now from here, all we have to do is fit him into the general location of him, because we can fix all these clipping errors soon. And it probably won't take longer than, I'd say, about 15 minutes, maybe. So I'll come back when I have that done. Alright, I'm back. I brought in the pant and the head from the bundles because I needed them for reference. If you need to do that, all you'll have to do is go into AssetStudio and export them without the skeleton or with the skeleton if you need them. Alright, now that I've properly positioned them, you can see that they're still clipping, and all you'll have to do is go into edit mode on Blender and actually move and edit the vertices to fit the head. You won't have to do this for every single piece of clothing, but seeing as my piece of clothing uses hoods, I need to. So I will be back when he is properly fitted. Alright, whenever you're done editing your model and making sure it fits to the character relatively well, keep in mind it doesn't have to fit super well, just enough to where it's not gonna look like it's shrinking in on him or it's too big on him. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and get out of edit mode, and you're gonna get ready to start posing. So you're gonna go ahead and enable the skeleton again. Or not the skeleton, sorry. You can hide the EFT skeleton, and you can go to your model skeleton and get ready to pose. So, seeing as I have two models, this is going to be harder for me because I have to do each model individually, but that's okay. I doubt it will be like that for you unless you're also ripping from a game where it splits down the clothes a bunch. But even if so, there's other methods of putting these together, like putting two models together instead of having, do what I'm doing. I'm just doing it because I cannot be fucked to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into pose mode, and we're going to start fitting the character as best as we can onto the actual pose that the EFT character is doing. Now, it doesn't seem too hard on paper, but different companies will use different scales for their arms and in general, it's their bodies and their characters. So you're going to have to adjust accordingly. and just try to work around it, if that makes any sense. It shouldn't be too hard though. It's not extremely difficult, it's just finicky, and you want to get it to look right, so it's just gonna take time. I will be back when it's done, because as you can see, I have to do the jacket and then the hands. One tip I can give though is, let's say this isn't gonna fit right. What you can do is you can shrink the bone, expand the bones. You have essentially you have scale control over the bones, so make sure to use it to your advantage, because you're gonna want the character to fit. I will be back when this is done and he is posed in the EFT. I don't know what they call it. EFT. I'm just gonna call it the EFT pose. EFT pose. Alright, I'll be back. There's also another tip I can give. If you don't want to do both the arms, you can do one and then go into the transforms and actually grab the location for each bone, or I'm sorry, go to the bone transforms and then actually grab the scales, rotations, and not locations, but scales and rotations for each bone, and then copy it from one arm to the other. It'll save you lots of time. Trust me. Alright, I'll be back when this is done. Alright, I almost forgot to record this part. Sorry. But I am back. I didn't do much. All I did is put the arms in the correct positions. What you're going to have to do now is pose the hands. I wish I didn't have to pose the hands. I wish you guys didn't either. I'd rather fucking cut off my left testicle with a fucking rusty chainsaw, but sadly I don't have a rusty chainsaw, and I can't make the deal, so we have to pose these. So it's actually not terribly hard. It's just so fucking time consuming that it's like it drains the life and soul out of me. I'm pretty sure each time I do these hands, it takes give or take 10 years off my life, 1 year for each finger. But um other than that, I'm sorry, I was staring at my cat. He's just staring at me really aggressively. I just don't. Why are we making eye contact? What? Come here. Alright, pussy. Anyways. Alright. Pose. You just gotta pose the fingers. Make sure to get them as correct as you possibly can. If you're having trouble seeing the actual finger, what you can do is you can go down to the material, change the colors alpha, something like I changed it to 0.370, or at least to try to get around there. So it's like ghosting essentially. So now you can see it through now you can see the fingers through the EFT body. So essentially all you have to do is just rig this up, get the fingers in the correct positions, and then we'll actually move on to rigging. It should be after this. Pretty sure it's after this. Alright. I'll be back. I figure I might as well record me setting up the hands, seeing as some people may not know how to copy rotations stuff from one bone to the other. I'm sure most people that are trying to do this know how to do that, but just for the beginners, just grab a bone. I need to open the entire hierarchy. Go from go to the bone that I've already posed. Thumb one. Wrong thing. Boop, 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 boop. And that's how you more or less copy the position of a bone. Make sure that if you did change the scales or anything else up here, make sure to copy it over. Other than that, you just kind of fucking go. Just kind of copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Very simple. You'll get the hang of it. It's pretty easy. All right, now for the time lapse. Alright, once you're done with your mesh and you've posed them, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get rid of the skeleton now, because we do not need the skeleton that came with your character. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click on the mesh, we're going to convert to, and then we're going to convert it to the mesh. Now I got to do this for both mine, boom. And then select them both. Well, you don't need to select them both if you only have one, but select it, and then set it to be all transforms. All you have to do is Control A, then click all transforms, and then do it for rotation and scale 2. Alright, I forgot to mention, but make sure that when you go to delete the skeleton, you need to copy the location, the scale, and if need be, the rotation. Copy all those values, save them somewhere, because you're going to have to use them later, and I didn't realize that, because I just had to remember that now. I'll give you an example. So, see the skeleton, because when you actually go to scale and stuff, you're scaling the skeleton so everything scales properly. Make sure to grab the location, rotation, and then scale, because, you know, let's say I delete this now. I can join these two, and we'll set them up. And I enable the shirt again. You can see he's not anywhere near the shirt. So now I need to put him, I need to scale him back up. So that's what you keep all of the numbers for your scale and stuff. So, oh what? There we go. Back to normal. And now you can go ahead and delete the skeleton. Let me go ahead and unhide it, like that. And then we're just gonna tilt him back up. Easy as that. And then, of course, you'll have to move him up as well. But that's not too hard. Now, to rig the character, all we need to do is we're going to go to weight paint mode. And we're going to look at the weights that we have here. None of them are needed on our character. So, on our custom character, we can delete them all. Alright, now we're going to go to our turtleneck. We're going to select him. And then now you can see we have all of our vertex groups. So what we need to do is we need to click on him. Oh, sorry. We need to click on our character, go here, and then weight paint, and then we're going to go to weights, and we're going to transfer weights. Now we're going to open the menu at the bottom left, set it to nearest, shit, I forgot. I think it's nearest face interpolated with a ray radius of 5. By name, all layers, and then replace. Now we're actually going to go ahead and view our model. We'll hide him real quick. Yep, there we go. So as you can see, it worked. It transferred all of our weights. Now technically you could keep these weights, but as you can see, it does a very sloppy job. So you do not want to always run with these weights. Like for vests and stuff, it'll work. It'll be fine. But for big clothes like t-shirts and stuff, you don't want to do it like this. So now we get into the weight painting portion, which is not terribly hard. So if you don't know what weight painting is, it is essentially assigning a value to a bone that's based on color. That's how we visualize it. So it can go from like 0 to 1 because it's a float value. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually paint it. Now, blue, this dark blue here is meaning there's no paint. If we turn this up, bright red means it has 100% authority over the bone. So that's what we have to do now. It's very simple. You go through the vertex groups, look at them, make sure they look good. If they have an error, which we'll eventually find one, like I don't like how far this goes up, we're going to change the weight on here to 0, change it to full strength, and then we're going to just brush that away. And if you go into oh wait, no, that's not the other mode. You can't, there was a way to do it in Maya where when you go into wireframe mode you could paint through, but sadly we're using Blender, so that is not available for us. See, it's ingrained in my brain because I have to do it for work. But yeah, it's that simple really. Just paint it, make sure it looks good. Go to spine 3. Oh yeah, you can see there's starting to get some issues here. Like right there, that doesn't look great. I'll come back to that later. The neck, you know what, fuck it, I'll leave that for now. Oh, yeah, right there, I don't want that moving, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little trick. I'm gonna go into edit mode, and I'm going to split by material. So now that split by material, I can hide certain pieces, hide We'll hide that. Actually, no, we need that. We'll hide this too. So I'm gonna go back into weight paint mode. And now we're just gonna fix the rough edges. And that's essentially all this really is. You're just fixing the, essentially just fixing the mess. Shit, where'd my brush go? Where did my brush go? Oh, it's because the radius is 1. So now we're just fixing this up. I'm gonna go ahead and make another time lapse for this because it's gonna be really tedious. So enjoy the music if I put any. Ooga booga boo boo. Alright, now that we're done weight painting our character, we can go ahead and actually attach him to the rig. The fun part. So let's go ahead and reveal our rig again. Click on, oh, you don't need to click on it. Just go down to this wrench. Go click add modifier. We're going to add an armature. We're going to select the skeleton. And you can leave the rest of these as it is. You don't need to do anything else, as you can see. So, now if we throw this into pose mode real quick, as you can see, I did not properly rig the, I forgot what it's called, the head. I did not rig the head correctly. Now, that is an issue on my part, so all I have to do, okay, so if you end up having this issue, all you're going to have to do is re-export a new character with, like, for example, whatever piece you're missing, whether it be the header, something like that. I'm going to go do that, and I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. I've got the body with the full character. Let me go ahead and just toggle the pieces off just to make sure we're good. Alright, yeah, we're good. So all we got to do is, like I said, add it to the skeleton. And then we can set it from, okay, so we set it from rest to posed, look, and as you can see, I am missing a couple of weights in a couple of places, and that's easily fixed. So I'm going to go ahead and go and click him, and then we're going to weight paint. So now I just need to find the right collarbone. This is for mine, and then here we go. Well, here, let me do it a little bit. Oh shit. There we go. Haha. Right collarbone, right collarbone. There it is, sorry. There we go. It's relatively painted on, oh shit. Make my brush smaller. There we go. Now it's painted onto the left, or the right collarbone. Let's see where this one's coming off of. That's coming off of the neck, I assume. I mean, yeah, for the most part it was the neck, so. There we go, that's done. Now that he's properly weighted and he's rigged to the character, we're going to actually do the setup to get him out of Blender and into Unity. Alright, I'll be back. Oh yeah, little editor's note here. Make sure to throw him back into the rest position. You do not ever want him in the pose position, because it will break the character. Alright, now that he's successfully rigged and weight painted, we're going to go into the next step, being texturing. Because we need to texture him in here to make the master texture that we're going to use. So what we're going to do, go to shading, and let's go get our textures. I have mine in here. They're not there. I've been lied to. Let me go get my textures. Alright, I'm back. After being a very silly goose, I got my textures ready. So all we're going to do is start dragging and dropping it into here. And now we can start making our character. Make him come to life, so to speak. Alright. I'm just gonna get this done. Alright, now he's done. He's fully textured, fully rigged, and ready to go to Unity. But one more thing I'm going to go ahead and check is how he looks in just a normal Blender render. So, we'll be back. Alright, I'm back. It seems to look good to me. So, definitely think he's ready to go into game. Alright, go ahead and go to the light, stop rendering. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to... actually, no, you don't need to join anything. Alright, once you've textured your character, what you can do now is, if they're not combined already, Control A to grab them all, and then combine them with Control J. And then now we can go ahead and use the material combiner. Personally, I like quadratic over automatic. Quadratic gives you higher texture resolution, but a bigger file size, obviously. Automatic scales it all down, but not too much, but you know, it's just there to save on file size, essentially. I'm going to go ahead and save the atlas to my documents, just for example. And boom. Our character is now done. We can go ahead and save this blend file. Even though we made it earlier, we can go ahead and save it. And now, we're going to head over to Unity. Alright, once we're in Unity, all you have to do is go to Windows, Package Manager, and you're going to want the Asset Bundle Browser Package Manager. So make sure to grab that. And once you have that installed, you'll have this new tab, and this is what we're going to use to build our bundle that we're going to rip out of. So we'll add close here. We'll name it Ronin Top. Alright, we'll name it Ronin Top, and then I need to go get the model. So you're going to go get the model. Essentially, you just need the blend file. Make sure to try and open it, and then associate it with Blender. So find your Blender install. I'll be back. Alright, got my Blender install. Just going to use blender.exe. Now it's going to open up a new window, but you can close it. As long as you have one of the Blender windows open, you're fine. And there we go. And then you can actually drag this in now. This top blend file, you can drag it in. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to give it a name. We're going to name it Ronin Top. Give it the Ronin Top, enter, and then give it the bundle prefix. And now we can build the bundle. Yes. So now if we go to our Unity directory, which let it build the bundles first. We go Show and Explorer, go all the way back, Asset Bundles, standalone. Don't mind all these. You just got to find yours. You'll always find yours first. I assume you'll have one. Alright, we have the bundle. We're going to take this to our desktop. Now, I'm going to leave the example bundle in the description below, because that is the bundle that we're going to be using in order to add it to the game. Because we're ripping from this bundle and adding to that bundle, because that bundle works with Tarkov. It has all the scripts. So we're going to use Unity Asset Bundle Explorer, or Bundle Extractor, I'm sorry. And then we're going to open up Ronin Top. It is compressed. I wish to unpack it. Just doesn't matter what you name the thing. Sort by type. You can close this. Look for mesh. This should be it. Yeah, I guess I didn't rename it. Yeah, so this is it. We're gonna export as a dump, and we're just gonna name this Ronin Mesh. But just name it whatever you need to. I just put mesh at the end of it because it's easier for me to find. And now, what we can do is close that. We can open up the new one. And then we can add or no, we can go into, where is it? Where's the example bundle? Am I blind? I'm blind. There it is. Go back into info now. We sort by type and close a container, widen that. So I'm gonna sort it by, I'm gonna click it again so the skin's at the bottom. So we're gonna do the textures first. The textures are very simple. So you have this atlas texture that it generated. You're gonna open it. We can close that, and close that. All I need is the layers. We need to go to the textures, and now we need to make this, but a normal map as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy it, make a new one, and then we need all the normal maps. So you can see that's the normal map for my clothing. Put that one there. Now I need the normal map for my arms. Okay, we have that. And oops, that's not big enough, so we're going to stretch it just a bit. There we go. And now we need the normal map for my other part, which is patch. Now that's too big, so we're gonna line it up and shrink it down. Super easy, like so. Now we're gonna merge this. Then we can delete the original one. Now we can save this as on the desktop as diffuse normal, or no, not diffuse, normal atlas. So that is our atlas. That is our normal map atlas. This is our diffuse map atlas, and what we need to do with the diffuse is we need to set the opacity to 1. Essentially, we're setting it to 1 so it's not shiny. The higher the opacity is, the shinier it is. So I set mine to 1 for all the clothes because, you know, it's not like I'm ever making metal suits. So you don't need to shine like a tin can. You don't need to shine bright like a diamond, so now we can go back here and we're going to make the gloss map. The gloss map's relatively easy. All I do is just hit it with black and white and then hit it with a saturation. Or not saturation, I forgot what it is. It's contrast. So we're going to lower it by like 70 and then I'm going to hit it with 70 contrast. And now we can just save it. Here, we're going to save it as gloss atlas. Now we can go over here and start replacing the textures. So we're going to use AssetStudio. We're going to go to plugins, edit. Now this is our diffuse texture, so we're going to use the diffuse atlas. Okay, okay. Now go to gloss, edit, and then do the gloss atlas, boom. Now I'll do the same for the normal map, and that should be the textures done. And then done, boom. Okay, now we have our textures. Now, there's something I forgot to mention. So, we're going to have to go back. I'll make a separate video on it. But essentially, you're going to need to rip a vest from the game and make a separate model to scale it around the vest, because the way Tarkov works is they have 3 models: the base model, the armor model, and then the chest rig model. What I do personally is I use the chest rig model and the AR model, which is armor model, and I just use the same one for them, and then I have a different model for the base. But what you're gonna have to do is essentially like you'd come into Blender, and then like I'll just make it really simple. We'll grab spine 3, and then we'll just scale it down essentially. Oh, we're in rest mode. So let me go ahead and flip them up just to show you. Ah ha ha. He's not a parent of this. Alright, I'm not worried about it. I'll move him up first and then move. But what? What the heck? What the heck? That's wacky. Alright, anyways, I'll just scale them down there then. Oh, I went way too far back. Oops. We'll just save an atlas. Alright, now that I'm back, go back into pose mode. Sorry for all the oopsies here. Pose mode. Like, you just like scale. Oh, well. You'd scale the bone in specific and then, you know, essentially scale everything back up. You'd only want to ever scale this bone. But, you know, right now I'm scaling the entire hierarchy. So, we'll get back to that later. I don't know if I'll cover it in this video. This is just to, you know, make the base model. So honestly, we can close Blender now. And we can start working on this. So we have this mono behavior. It's a dis skinning skin. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to export this as a dump, and then we're going to change it from txt to JSON. We're going to name this skin1. And we're going to do the same for the other one, and we're going to name it skin2. Skin2. And then reopen Blender, because we're going to need to set up the hierarchy. Don't mind the purple character. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the bone structure in here. Shit, I forgot to mention, you need to delete the root joint. Oh my god, I recorded this entire thing not to mention it. I'll have to edit it in. Or not dissolve, oops. Delete that. And now we're going to go in here. We're going to open this entire thing, and then essentially we have to copy this entire bone structure to a T. Now that's not terribly hard. It's just a little bit time consuming. So we'll open it. So now we'll open skin1. So as you can see, it goes human pelvis, left thigh 1, right thigh 1. How does it go in here? Left thigh 1, right thigh 1. Alright, that's okay. Now we go spine 1, spine 2, spine 3. That's alright. And then we have human base rib cage. Now, what we need to do is we don't have neck there. Neck should be first, and then it should be rib cage. We need to find the neck right there. We're going to copy it and then put it up here. There we go. So now it goes spine 3, neck, and then it needs to go head. So we'll copy this, then edit it to be base human head, like that. And now we have rib cage. So for the rib cage, these bones, I believe, yeah, they're backwards. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna scroll all the way down. We're gonna grab all the way down from digit 53 for the left bone, all the way to the left collarbone. Copy it. We can remove the comma at the end of this now. And then we're going to paste it, let's see, we're going to paste it right under ribcage, like that. So now, the hierarchy is set. Actually, no, I'm wrong, it's not set because I have to do the legs. So I have to go grab these real quick, and I should have these in another mod, so I'll go get them. But essentially, all you have to do is copy the bone structure hierarchy to a T, because if you do not do it, it won't load. I will be back. Alright, I'm back. I got the thing I needed to copy. So, if I'm looking at it here, I need to just essentially paste over these two. So there we go. Now I have all the bones. We can copy this entire array of bones from the bottom right here. Copy it like that. And then we can save this one, and then now we need to go to skin2. Boom, done. Now we can import this. We can import these scripts back into it the same way we exported it. So we're gonna import dump, import it as a JSON, and then skin1 will go there. Make sure that you make sure that you know which one is 1 and 2. That's why I have it going from top to bottom, because it's easier that way. And then we import skin2. And now that's done, and all we need to do now is import the base mesh. So I need to copy the name here. You're going to copy the name. You're going to go open the Ronin mesh, and you're going to change the name string to whatever this bundle is, which is right here. It's ACU base load 0. Now you're going to do that for each armor piece and each chest rig piece, but you don't need to do that right now. Once you have it working, then you should start actually making it fit around armor. So now we're going to import the dump like that. Boom. It should be in. It's frozen. Okay, nope, we're good. Make sure they're all edited. Boom, they're all edited. So now we can save, close, save. Now, normally you would have a mod for this, but I absolutely fucking despise TypeScript, so I'm not using a mod for it. Instead, we're going to go to Streaming Assets, Windows, Assets, Content, Characters, Character, and I'm just going to replace one of the shirts, prefabs. So I'll replace the Bori bundle, because I already have this saved. This is something I had replaced previously. Alright. We go check if it worked. If it actually replaced. Yep, okay, so it's replaced. Now I am going to open up the game, and we're going to test it in game. I will see you there. Alright, this should be maybe the third or fourth time trying to fix this. Let's see. Hopefully it works. It should. Like, I don't think I see a real valid reason for it not to. Alright, let's look. Ah, it broke. Again. Oh, actually. Might just be because of this. There we go. As you can see, we now have our fully functional model in game. And as you can see, it works. It fits him very well. And it looks very good. We'll throw on a backpack on it, because the backpack shouldn't affect it. Oh, I guess it does. Interesting. Alright, anyways, yeah, no, it works. So that is how you make a piece of clothing. Now, just keep in mind, you will have to adjust for. You'll have to adjust the pieces of clothing for like stuff like chest rigs and armor pieces. So make sure to do that. I don't think I can give any more tips other than that, really. I'm trying to think of anything else I could say that would be helpful. I'm not entirely sure. I guess all I could really say is, thank you to Rai the Raichu for actually telling me to do it and actually make a tutorial. To be honest, I really wouldn't have done it if he didn't ask me to. So, thank you. You made me do something instead of being lazy all day. So there you go. But yeah, other than that, I hope you guys have a good day. I hope you guys can get this done on the first try. Best of luck to you in your raids, and best of luck to you in your modding adventures. This has been NetSH signing out. Bye bye, guys.